Okay, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Back to the Game Sportscast with your boy, Samuel Maria. I'm feeling a little playful today, guys. So we're going to get right into it because it's a kind of a slow season in sports talk right now. A mini slow season. You know, football just ended. The All-Star break was trash. And now we're all kind of waiting for the NBA playoffs to start. Baseball hasn't really gotten into it like that. I'm not a big hockey guy, but that's still waiting for the playoffs as well. So we have this little mini break, and March Madness is not even here yet. So it's like this 2-3 week break where there's not really much going on. And so a lot of the headlines aren't really inspiring me to make episodes right now. I really want to start gearing this podcast to really address things that ultimately speak to the product on the field and as well as the history of what we know of sports. And right now, it's just a bunch of chatter, gossip stuff. The Luka stuff is really uninspiring to me. I know it's one of the huge trades in NBA history, but I haven't really seen Luka move the needle as someone I think is going to win many championships. I think he just doesn't do enough on the defensive end for me, although he's an incredible offensive talent. And it's just another boring headline of LeBron linking up with another superstar that, you know, it's just old to me. But I did want to make this episode because I think quite early on I've established that I'm quite what some people might consider a LeBron detractor. And that's true. That's true. I'm not going to hold you guys. It's true. I am not the biggest LeBron fan in the world, and I want to make a video explaining why. I kind of want to just, and I'm not going to try to get through all the history of it, but I think I found a special way to kind of make my point, and it's going to be based on actual gameplay, not on his personality, although I have my own opinions about that. It kind of speaks on it too, but I want to kind of point it out in gameplay style. So not much going on in the sports world as far as I'm concerned. So I want to go ahead and take this opportunity to drop an episode kind of explaining why, for me, LeBron will never be the GOAT. And why, although he deserves respect, accolades, he's definitely top 3 or 4. A lot of people have him at number 2. I always go back and forth. The numbers are undeniable. It's hard not to put him at number 2. But I don't know. I guess what frustrates me the most about LeBron is that he could have been number 1. He had all the physical tools to be number 1. But instead, he chose this mentality that was not necessarily conducive in what we want out of our GOATs, but also kind of a turnoff. Anyway, I'm going to get into it right now. So there's been many examples, I think, throughout LeBron's career, both on and off the court, where he just doesn't rub a lot of people the right way or just plays the game in a way that makes you scratch your head. To give LeBron credit, I will say in his second stint at Cleveland, I thought that was the best LeBron. Ironically enough, the clip I want to get into is from that era. But I do think overall that was the best LeBron physically and mentally. I mean, the LeBron in Miami physically was amazing too, but his mental was not up to par. He really needed those other stars in that brand and Pat Riley to kind of elevate him. And he elevated them, because he's just an undeniable talent. I hope that people understand that. I know he is one of the greatest talents we've ever seen. But I do think that he, in a weird way, it's odd to say, man. No one says this because he's done so much. He's played 20 years. He's literally the Terminator. He is a robot. and he has benefited from great health, and he's also invested. He's known that has been his lane towards undeniable GOAT status, is the longevity game. He never misses games, and at some point the numbers are going to be just so out there that it's going to be undeniable, particularly when you get to the stage when people haven't seen him or Jordan play. They'll just go to the books and look at the numbers. However, we know in life it's not necessarily how long you make an impact is important, but the scale of your impact, I think most people would agree, isn't measured in time. You know, Jesus lived, we only know about 3 years of Jesus' life. He's the most impactful human in human history. So it's not about the longevity. It's about when you were at your peak, what were you like? And so I think LeBron did a lot of finals losing during this time. A lot of people make the argument he went up against a legendary Warriors team. And that is, especially with Kevin Durant, there's an argument to be had there. However, I want to talk about one specific example that, to me, I think embodies why I think LeBron, despite all of the incredible things he has achieved as a player and off the court, I think that's where I'm most impressed with him. Although at times I think he's a little an attention seeker and a bit of a narcissist. But it's no denying what he's been able to do for the business of LeBron James. I'm not sure that his impact on the game and the health of the game has been the greatest, but people make the argument that it has. However, for me, I want to give an example, and I know that there are a lot of people who are going to agree with me, but I know there will be more people who will just get emotional about this. Because the game I'm picking to show the example is, in my opinion, LeBron's greatest game. Now, a lot of people will think about the game 6 in the Garden, Boston, where he dropped that super efficient 45 and crazy rebound assist stat line, where he gave that famous meme scowl. And that was an amazing game. I think that game is his best game, only second to this one. However, in this game I'm about to talk about, it's not talked about because in the end, his team lost. And that happens. MJ lost a 63-point game against the Celtics. We've seen many greats lose while dropping incredible numbers. But I remember watching this game live and just being so disappointed in LeBron. Because, well, okay, so let me just set the table here. The game I'm going to review is the 2018 NBA Finals Game 1 between the Warriors and the Cavs. Now, everyone knew, despite the fact that he had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. Actually, no, Kyrie was out at this point. He had hurt his knee, I think. Cleveland was still a great team, but everyone knew they were outmatched. Kevin Durant joined a 73-win team, and they were unstoppable. Everyone knew the Cavs were going to lose this series. But I always, going into the series, I remember thinking, it's not a question of whether they'll lose the series, but it's how. What will LeBron choose to do when the chips are stacked against him? So, if you know the history of this, they wind up losing this game, and then they wind up kind of getting a gentleman's sweep. I think they get one in Cleveland. I don't know. They get game 2. I don't remember. But I think they lost this finals 4-1. But they lose this game, game 1, a very winnable game for them. You know, as you can see on the screen, It's 106 to 104 with 23 seconds to go. This game was entirely winnable. Maybe the series wasn't, but who knows? Maybe if you win this game, it can go to 6 games. Maybe it can even go to 7. And then you don't know what's going to happen. But this game, they had it. And sure, they lost. But here's my thing. In my opinion, this was LeBron James' greatest games. I tried to find a full game because I wanted to rewatch the entire game, but it's nowhere to be found. I had to settle for the highlights here. Let me see if I could get it to be on full HD. Oh, it is. Great. Because I thought the full game was a more telling story because of what was happening body language with LeBron, which in the game, they only show the highlights and I can't really get into it, but I'll try my best. But LeBron was playing insane. Everything was going. I mean, mid-range. This was more like a Kobe MJ game than a LeBron game, where he is the offensive force. And I always wanted that out of LeBron. I think a lot of people wanted that. He is the offensive force. He goes into the fourth quarter with 40 points, then gets to 49, 50. And this is where it gets interesting for me. This is where, and man, LeBron and LeBron's team, and then the media, who at the time was just on LeBron's, you know what, they spun the hell out of this. They found a way to blame everybody but LeBron. But as someone who's watching the game live, I was like, he's the only one to blame for this. So I want to kind of wind down all the way to the end of this game. LeBron has 49 points and his team is up 2, as you can see. But I think the Golden State Warriors are about to tie. And I want to watch with you guys how this unfolds and give you my point of view, and then give you why I think bigger picture this speaks to so many of LeBron's moments that have left people baffled. And then and I'm trying to stick just to the stuff on the court, because then there's this whole other mentality he's displayed throughout his career that has also made people be like, come on, man. All right, well, let's get into it. Let's see what happens. This is game 1 of the NBA Finals 2018, Warriors versus Cavs. So Curry just tied it right here and gives them the lead after an and one. So clutch play for the. So here it is. This is the moment. Okay, everybody, I want to pause it right here. Look around. LeBron has 49 points in this game. Kevin Love. I think that's J.R. Smith. I'm not sure who the other guy on the other end is, but I know that's Hill. I forget his first name. Used to play for the Spurs a long time. Every single one of them, including every single Warrior, is thinking what? He's going to shoot. He's got to shoot, right? He's got 49 points. I saw at one point a highlight in this game. LeBron pulled up from Curry range. Bottoms. On a fast break. Bottoms. He's on fire. And now it comes down to this. Your team's down 1. They're not tied. So keep that in mind. So if you do shoot this and miss and they lose, it goes on your shoulders. Each one of your teammates is thinking, no, this is LeBron time. So let's see what LeBron does. He passes it. The refs call a foul, but he passed the ball. Now, I want to go back a little bit because here's something else that people might not notice about this. They take the ball out. Next play. Look who is defending LeBron James. One of the greatest basketball players ever. Also, a 6'3", scrawnier version, younger version of Steph Curry. The weakest defender on that court right now. LeBron is the second greatest talent in the NBA history. I would say maybe third. I would put him behind Wilt. Talent, just like, oh, wow, look at this person. I would go MJ, Wilt, then LeBron. He's got Curry on him. He back him down. Pull up. Blow by him. Force the double team so that you can actually get someone. But no. He isolates, holds the ball, and so every one of his teammates thinking he's going to shoot. Now, if LeBron had Kobe or MJ skill set, he would set Curry up to shoot a nice free throw mid-range right above him. Boop. But that's not part of his game and never was, which to me is the downfall to LeBron's actual game on the court, his inconsistent mid-range, his lack of footwork to get that mid-range off. He developed it, but it was never to the level of MJ or Kobe. So, yeah. 8 seconds. Oh, what? So, was that Hill or Hill? He's cutting, trying to make space for LeBron to have that whole side of the court, the whole right side of the court to create. He's not expecting to get that pass. He might have blown the layup if he caught it. Why? I get it. They're all NBA players. But you're LeBron James. I don't care if on paper the right basketball players give the ball to the open man. In life and in real life basketball, with 8 seconds left and your best player is going off, it's not like he's having an off night. The best basketball play, I don't care if you're a double team, triple team, I don't care if you got Michael Jordan on you defending you. You shoot the ball and you live with the result. So then this happens. So George Hill, plays Spurs, plays Pacers, hits the first, but then what happens? He misses the second. Now everybody points to that. Everybody goes, but he missed a free throw. But you know who should have been on that line? LeBron. Hill. It's 2025. No one even remembers he played in the league. Why is he in that position? We go on. And this is the big moment, right? JR, the whole meme, what are you doing? Whatever. It's a big brain lapse. Obviously, it would make anybody pissed off, upset. Lack of clock awareness. He's been clowned to heaven and back for this. And this is the part that I think doesn't wind up in this clip, because I remember watching this live, and yeah, LeBron's meme of like, you know, what became famous, but then watching it live as a grown man, thinking about kids watching this live, man, I was so turned off by LeBron's body language when this happened. Yeah, he made a mistake. He also got the rebound. First of all, he made a mistake. And LeBron throws a hissy fit. He goes to the bench. He's crying about it as if they had lost the game. As if there isn't another 5 minutes to play where you can go from 50 to 60 points. Yeah, you can be upset, but you can't overreact. And so LeBron throws this hissy fit because what? It was always about him. And it's funny because LeBron's game is a little tricky because he passes a lot. So everyone always thinks he's a great team player. But everything he does on the court always is with his own stats, his own things in mind. Anyone who truly knows basketball and watches basketball plays knows this to be true. It's never because it's necessary and part of winning. It's because... And it is because he has won a lot. But How many of LeBron James teams that would you say are within the greatest teams of all time? The Heat, who underachieved, won 2 out of 4 finals. I don't know. How many three-peats in LeBron's career? How many of LeBron's teams had a top 3 record in NBA history? Anyway, I'm this is not me. I'm getting away from the, sorry, let me come back. Let me bring it back. So he throws this hissy fit. I need to find this clip. All right, I'm going to try to find this clip and upload it when I edit this episode. But he throws this hissy fit on the bench where he's upset at J.R. Smith and how could you? But it's like there's still game to be played. And so this then winds up carrying on to the court. And what happens in overtime? Now I'm going to speed it up because we don't got that much time. I want to wrap up this episode. Put it on 1.5. Because there's not much to see. Now we're going to overtime. 107-107. Look at him. Look at him. That was LeBron actually there crying. And so the Warriors now take over. Bang. Now more. Still 3:50 left in the overtime. Still no LeBron bucket. I don't think he even shot the ball. I don't think he even shot the ball in this overtime. There wasn't even an attempt to shoot, to be honest with you. Until the end of the overtime when it was out of reach. So LeBron, I'm going to stop it here. So LeBron scores 50 points, goes into overtime against a team that we know is better than you. You throw a hissy fit over a teammate's mistake, but you're not realizing you're still in the game. You still got a chance. And what do you end the game with? 51 points. A trash free throw at the end of the overtime when you're down 12 or something. Warriors win. Momentum gone. Any chance of you making it a series gone. Gentlemen's sweep. And that has always been my issue with LeBron. That's always been my thing with him. You know? Why did he pass that ball? And then why did he act like that? Like a child? So that to me is a great still as to why LeBron could never be my GOAT. Maybe you think I'm nitpicking. Let me know in the comments. Maybe you think but to me, as someone who's watched LeBron for most of his career, also got to watch MJ, watch Kobe all of his career. Those I think are the prime examples of the modern day basketball, and Steph Curry. And I've watched Steph Curry all of his career. I don't think I've ever seen Steph Curry act the way LeBron did at the end of this game. And I got to get this clip. So I'm going to try to find it, edit it somewhere in this episode. So yeah, I just think that that's a great moment to show that this is what people don't like about this guy. This is what turns off people about this guy. So this is a game that historically will go down as one of LeBron's greatest games. And if you ask anybody, oh, he was so amazing. And yet I still think he underperformed. 50 comes easy to a guy like LeBron, especially when he's on fire. I needed that 60. Yeah, you would have lost a series. Maybe you lost in 6, respectably. You know? LeBron has had many great... I'm going to wrap it up with this. LeBron has had many, many great games. He's an amazing, amazing player. But we're now talking at the level of GOAT. We're comparing him to other GOATs, and he's been adamant of putting himself first. Not only by his refusal to just call it a career, because I get it. I'm not here to tell a guy to stop playing basketball if he's not ready to stop playing. But it's clear that he's doing it just a stat pad because his teams aren't championship contending. Just my opinion. But man, just a lot left to be desired when it comes to LBJ's overall career trajectory. He has all the numbers, but he just ain't the GOAT. And maybe some other time I'll get into just skill set stuff. Why he isn't the GOAT. Because skill-wise, it's nowhere close between him and MJ. It's nowhere close. The athletic is the only place where it's close. He's just as fast. He's bigger. He's stronger. And he's a better passer. He computes but that's because MJ's priority was always getting it done himself within the team concept. But skill set wise, man, it's MJ all day. Anyway, tell me what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you think that this is a good example of how LeBron, how his greatness is like, has a cast over it, moments like this throughout his career? Do you remember watching this game? Did you think the same thing that I did? I want to know. Let me know in the comments. It's your boy. I'm going to wrap this episode up. If you made it, thanks for watching. I think this is my longest episode to date, but feeling good. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one on the Back to the Game Sportscast with your boy, Samuel Maria. Peace and love, y'all.